Hey guys, and welcome to the 11th video here on the Coder's Legacy channel for our Pygame RPG series. In this video, we're going to take a look at level managers, okay? Or more specifically, we're going to take a look at levels and level managers, okay? Because we're going to be creating classes for each of them, okay? So the very basic premise of today's video is that we're going to create a bunch of levels, okay? And then we're going to create a level manager to manage these levels, basically to swap between them and retrieve data from them and render them on screen, okay, and basically deal with everything else that's related to levels, okay. So today's video is super important. It's going to transform our game from something with very basic level layouts and stuff and confined within just a single level. It's going to transform our game from that to something with a whole bunch of levels and a system for creating a whole bunch of levels in just a matter of minutes. With the system that we make in this video, in just 2 minutes we can come up with a new level. So we can basically spam dozens of levels if we want to, each with unique buildings, with unique platform layouts and unique enemies, okay, different enemy counts and stuff. That's all really important and really cool. So yeah. And I think I'm going to stop talking right here, because if I talk about this too long, we won't be able to finish it in this video, so I'm going to begin coding right away. So I'm going to create a bunch of classes, okay, that we're going to be using in this video. The first one is level, obviously. Then there's going to be level manager, okay. And then there's going to be building, okay, building, because I basically want to add buildings to our levels as well, because we're not using them right now, okay. We won't be doing anything other than just rendering them, but I want to at least add them in, okay, so that we can use them later, because they're the part of a level, okay. So I'm going to open up our level file first. This is where we'll first begin, okay. I'm going to import Pygame, create the level, make the init function, okay, and basically here we're going to start creating stuff related to the level. And this is where we sit down and think about it. What does the level have? What kind of data should a level class contain? Well, first I want to create ground data, okay. This is going to be a sprite group, and okay, and then I want to create enemy data, because this is something also really important to a level, the enemies within it. Then I'm going to create building data, okay, pygame.sprite.group, okay. This is also pretty important. Building data is something that we'll take a look at. We'll put buildings in building data, enemies in enemy data, ground objects in ground data. I'm also going to make a general data list, okay, and in this I'm just going to put everything, okay. I'm going to combine all these three and put them in self.data. The reason for this is because if I want to render all of them have the same render function, right? So I don't want to iterate over all of them individually and call the render functions on each one of them. I just want to iterate over one list that has all of them and just call render on them. So yeah. Other than this, I want to make a few functions. I want to make a function called add, okay, and what it's going to do is simply taking a parameter called data, self.data is equal to .append data, okay. And don't worry, some of this stuff may look kind of weird right now, but I assure you everything will make sense. So then there's going to be add enemy, maybe, okay. I'm not sure if I'll use this one, but let's see. Self.data.append data, but I'm also going to do something else. Enemy data.add, okay, and the reason why it's .add is because the sprite groups have the add function, lists have append, okay. So I'm going to put this data into both the data and the enemy data. Can you guess why? Well, that's because I want to put them in both groups, okay. So when I create the level, when I'm adding in an enemy into the level, I don't want to call the function twice. I'm just going to call this function once, which will do the task for me, okay. Then there's going to be add ground, okay, self data, okay, self.data.append, okay, data, Then there's going to be self dot ground data dot add data. Then I'm going to make one for buildings as well. Okay, and let's just copy paste this, come to think of it. Okay, add building. Okay, and just change this to building data. And one or two other things I want to do is create one called get level. Oh yes, of course, we're not done with the level data yet. Okay, there's still more data that a level needs to contain. There's self.enemy count, the number of enemies that are going to spawn into it. Okay, and we'll take this as a parameter over here, enemy count. Okay, and there's still more, self.level. Okay, this is, wait, no, I think this is actually supposed to be inside this stuff. Get level is actually supposed to be inside the level manager. Sorry, I got things a little mixed up. Okay, sorry. So I think this is pretty much it for our level class. And actually what I think I'll do is maybe take this out for now. Okay, I'll take that out for now. Okay, and maybe we'll bring this back later, because right now I think that I'll move it into the level manager function. Okay, the level manager class. Okay, I'll move enemy data out of this right now. Okay, so yeah, so let's move to the level manager class. Okay, or actually let's move to the building class, because I need to create objects for the building class in level manager. Okay, so I should do that first. I'm actually gonna go to ground and just copy over some of the code from here, because it's pretty similar to what we're gonna be doing in the building class. Okay, come on, open up. All right, so we don't need this, not really. Okay, and okay, we don't need that exactly. Okay, and we don't need the width and the height. Okay, and this is fine. Okay, taking in the position, x and y position. Okay, and we don't need this either. Okay, we need this definitely, and don't need that. Okay, don't need, okay, we could use this, I guess. So I'll bring back that line maybe. Okay, vec is equal to pygame dot what was it, pygame.math.vector2. Okay, and what it does is draws the position at that location. Okay, looks good so far. Okay, I need to change this to building. Okay, so this looks good enough, because right now I'm just creating a very empty building. Okay, I'm not going to be creating anything regarding the building, like interacting with it. That'll come in a later video. So right now I'm just going to move over to our level manager. Where is it? Okay, and here's where the main code is going to be done. Import Pygame, create level manager, make the init function. Okay, now what is related to the level manager? The first thing is that I'm going to be using levels. Okay, the level class that we made earlier. I'm going to make this list called the levels, and in here we're going to be adding in all our level objects. Okay, what we're basically going to do is create an object for level 1 and add it in here, create an object for level 2, add it in here, create an object for level 3, add it in here. So then we're going to, if we create like 10 levels, we're going to have the data for all 10 levels inside this list. Okay, and what we do is basically we're going to create some functions, okay, called get level and next level and set level and stuff, and we'll use those to basically swap between levels. So what we do is just create a level object with the required data and then change the levels using this list. Okay, so enough talking, let's go ahead and actually do this. I'm going to make the functions first. Get level. Okay, what I'm going to do is have a variable called self.level, which basically tracks the index position of the current level. So by default it can be 0, okay, which basically means the first level, and the get level function is responsible for returning this value. Okay, these are just some utility functions that we'll be using. Then there's next level. Okay, what this can do is self.level +1. Okay, then we can make set level or change level, actually self, and this takes an int. Okay, with which we can do self.level is equal to n. Okay, so these are some good utility functions that I just made. Now let's go ahead and actually create some level data. Okay, so let's create a level object. Let's call it L0 for level 0. Okay, level 0 can be the first area that we spawn in. Okay, the first area that we spawn in is basically the home area, sort of. Okay, so here we are. Now remember, we only took one thing into the parameters, and whoa, this is a lot of stuff. Let's just close the player, we don't need that. Close the building, we don't need that. And here we are in level, so it just takes one parameter, the enemy count. So I'm going to pass in 0, or I don't even need to do that actually, because I sort of initialized that. Wait, I didn't? Okay, let me just do that. I'll do is equal to 0 here, so that even if I don't pass 0, it'll automatically be 0. Okay, so here I'm gonna create some data now. L0 dot. Okay, what am I gonna add? Well, we have add ground, we have add building, and we have a general add function. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is add in ground, because that's very important. That's everything basically. So I'm going to go over to my game file and I'm going to begin removing all this code. Okay, because we don't need this anymore. This is all level data. This is all stuff related to the level manager. So we can start moving code out of this game function of ours. Sorry, this game class. Okay, which is a good thing, because the more code we have in the appropriate area, because this is all level manager stuff, the more code that we have in proper areas, the better it is. Okay, so I'm gonna move these over. Okay, I'll take ground over here. Okay, we don't need these here anymore. I'll take these over here and put them in level manager. Okay, we just need to sort these out a bit. Okay, and just bear with me a bit over here. I'm gonna create 2 levels actually. Just watch. L1 is equal to level. Okay, and there can be some enemies on this one, like 5 enemies. Okay, L1 dot add ground. Okay, and then same thing over here. Actually, this is gonna be a bit of a pain. Maybe I shouldn't have done it this way. Add ground, add ground, add ground. Okay, so the current level that we have, I'm gonna save that as level 1. Okay, and for level 0, I'll just keep the simple ground, no platforms. Okay, level 0 can be that. I'm just gonna use some comments here so that we have things properly labeled. Okay, level 1. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is self.levels.append L0, and over here I'm going to do self.levels.append L1. Okay, so yeah, here I just created 2 levels. In one of them we just have the simple ground, and in one of them we have the main ground, and we have 3 platforms. Okay, so I just created 2 levels. Whoa, good. So I'm going to do some more stuff now. I'm going to come over here into the game function and start moving out stuff. We don't need this anymore. We don't need the ground group anymore, because basically we have ground data in our levels. Where is it? Over here. Okay, so ground data can now store all the data. Okay, and I'm going to take this as well. Enemy generation is something that is connected to the level manager, so I'm going to move it in here. Okay, this doesn't have anything to do with the game class. Okay, then what else is there? There's enemy group over here. Should I just remove this as well? Yeah, I think I will actually. I'll move this and put this into level manager, self.enemy group. Okay, then what else is there? We can keep items there for now. Okay, and yeah, pretty good. Now I need to go ahead and fix this now, because there's a lot of stuff in here that's kind of invalidated. The first thing I need to do is actually go and from level manager import level manager, and we're about 60% done, by the way. So I'll create an object for level manager is equal to level manager. Okay, And I'm going to do over here, I need to change all this level manager dot enemy generation because it's now in level manager. And where else? Okay, this looks fine. This is a problem. I need to add it in the level manager now. Okay, and not, yeah, basically. I'll call this enemy group. Okay, let me just keep the same notation everywhere. Okay, it looks weird otherwise. And what else? Is there anything else I need to change? Yes, over here I need to change this level manager dot enemy generation, level manager dot enemy generation, and over here I need to change this to level manager dot enemy group, and over here I need to change this to level manager dot ground group. Oh wait, hold on. Level manager doesn't have ground group, so I'm gonna do something interesting for this. I'm gonna do dot levels, okay, and then dot ground data. Right, not ground, well, yeah, like this basically. So which level is it going to be? What index is going to appear over here? Well, I'm going to do level manager dot get level. Okay, so get level basically returns the self dot level value. So if the self dot value level is 1, which means that we're on level 2 because it starts from 0 basically. So then it'll get level, it'll return 1 here, and it'll levels bracket 1 bracket close will give us the second level. So then we can access the ground data of the second level. So this is pretty cool. What I just did here is create a system that no matter which level is on, this line over here is going to retrieve the ground data for that level and pass it into the enemy update function. And this is where things get cool. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here and pass that into the player.update function. And what else is there? I need to do the similar things over here for enemy in enemy group, okay, and then just copy this over here, okay. Some pretty cool stuff I'm doing here, okay. So yeah, now let's just run this because we made a lot of changes and we didn't even run anything. What's going on? Level is not defined, of course, because I never imported it. Import level, no wait, sorry, from level, import level. Okay, and let's go back over here and run this now. Okay, still an error. What's wrong? Ground is not defined. Sure, I know why that's happening. From ground, import ground, and do the same for building. From building, import building. Okay. And here we go, here's level 1, and it's rendering correctly. Now let's just quickly come up with a way to swap between levels. Okay, event dot key is equal to k1, so this can activate level 1. If I press the 1 key, level manager dot change level and change it to 1. Okay, and let's just quickly duplicate this because we made 2 levels, remember. Oh wait, sorry, this should be 0. Okay, and this should be 1. Okay, so I'm going to do this now, run this code. I'm going to press 1. Okay, wait, that won't change anything actually because level 1 is the current level, but it just threw an error. Oh wait, okay, yeah, so I'll press 2 now. Actually I'll press 2 and voila, there you go, there's our level. We just swapped between levels. You see that? You see that? That's pretty cool. You gotta admit, this is really cool. We're now swapping between levels like this, and this is frankly kind of amazing. Okay, swapping between levels. We just created an entire level system, and now yes, you aren't supposed to navigate between levels using the keys, but these are just replacements. Okay, these are replacement triggers. Later on we'll do stuff like automatically trigger level changes at certain events, like maybe if you interact with the door, or maybe if you what can I say, maybe we can make a level selector. Okay, so this is going to be worked on later, and I think I'm going to have to actually divide this into 2 videos. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. In the next video we'll continue this. We'll add in enemies into the levels because we haven't actually implemented those yet. Okay, so we'll add a custom amount of enemies for for each level. We'll add in buildings into levels as well. It'll be a short video, okay, because there's not much left. So yeah, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future content. Leave a like, leave some feedback, and thanks for all your support. I'll see you guys in the next video.